I can't animate. So in this video, I wanted to try learning it in only 1 hour. I'm going to start the timer right now. So it started. First thing I need to do is just look up how to start Roblox animation, because I don't actually know. So I've just searched how to animate in Roblox Studio. It says right here, from the toolbar's avatar tab, click this. Okay, so now here it says select a rig to animate. So I'll do that. I'll make a rig right here. So now I can start. I don't actually know how to move this. I'm just going to try clicking this. Here, I've got it. I'm just going to move it to over here so I can actually interact with it easier and so I don't accidentally touch the spawn point. But first, I'm just going to try making a simple walking animation so I can learn how everything works. So I think you just need to move all the parts that you want to change for each part of the frame. So I want it to start like this, with all the parts just in a normal walking position. So how do I make the next part? I think I just drag this and then what do? Maybe if I just move something? So it looks like it's made another keyframe, which hopefully will just transition between them. If I need to do each individual frame, I'm going to be so annoyed, but I doubt it. So I'll just move all of these parts so that they're the opposite of the last position. So that's kind of working, but I need it to loop. How do I do that? So I'll need to make the first frame the same as the last frame. How do I copy things? I'll try right clicking this maybe. So then now I just need to copy selected and then I'll paste it here. I think that's good for my first animation. Now, since I'm running out of time, I think I need to start making the big project. So I think I've got an idea for what I'm going to do. First, I just need this to actually move forward when it walks, otherwise it'll just be on the spot and I don't want that. So I'm going to try edit the existing ones to move. Oh, not just the arm, I need the whole body. So how do I do I'll try selecting everything. Nope, it unselected. Let me try it again. So now I'll try and move it. That's working. I don't know why it doesn't let me move it straight, it only is doing diagonals. So as you saw, that looks a bit better now that it's actually walking. I just want it to go a bit faster. And here's how it looks. So now it's really boring, but what I wanted to do is make it not boring. So basically the plan for this animation will be to make it walk forward and then start running and jump up and, I don't know, do some sort of superhero thing. So it'll jump up there and then slam down. So how do I start? First I need to extend this, because right now I've only got it's only 1 second actually, with 3 keyframes. There's nothing in settings. Oh, here, I found what to change. So this thing extends the length of the timeline, which is exactly what I needed. So now it's time to make each part. So I wanted it right at the start to have the character get down into a running position, so they can take off and it'll look more interesting than them standing up. So I'm going to start making that little position now. It needs to bend down lower so it can extend its legs and then also put its arms down. While I'm doing this, make sure you subscribe. Also, comment if you're enjoying the video so far and what you think the animation is going to be. I'll put a link in the description if you want to join my Discord. And yeah, so I'm just finishing up the animation now. Not the animation, but this pose for it. And yeah, so I think it looks good. But also, I wouldn't know because I don't do animation and I don't really watch any Roblox animations. But what this is supposed to be is someone walking up to start their race. I feel like it looks alright. So the next part is the character actually beginning to run. So I'll need to make them go pretty fast, and also I need to animate the running poses. So here's me making the first part of the running animation. First I need the player to slightly stand up, and then also the legs to change positions to look like they're pushing off the floor, and then also the arms to swap. I've put this clip in speed up, I'm pretty sure it's maybe 20 times faster. So this took a while, but I've still got most of my time left since I gave myself an hour. And keep watching to the end to see how the animation turns out. So right now this is how it looks when it starts running. I'll play it again, so like that. And it's pretty smooth while it's moving because Roblox fills in the frames in between by just making things smoothly move. But I want it to run a bit faster, so I think this is actually good now that I've moved it further. And so as you just saw, that's the running animation. Now I need to get started on the jumping. It shouldn't be too hard because I think it's just pretty much one pose where I need the player bending down, or not bending down, but squatting down a bit to jump, and then also the pushing off the floor to get into the air. And of course, I'm going to make the player jump a bit higher. By that, I mean a lot higher, so it looks more like a superhero and not just a regular person running and then jumping. So here's the current animation. I'll run this now, and you can see the player or the character runs forward, gets into the running position, and then goes forward more and then jumps up into the sky. I think I might make them jump a bit higher, at least just get a bit further, and then I want to make them start falling and then get into the next part of the animation. I realized that it looks bad because the character was staying in that jumping position instead of going to something that would look like they're flying through the air, so that's what I'm changing now. I'm making their arms and legs fly back while their head gets pointed forward to make it look like the wind is kind of blowing their limbs back and they're not trying to run in the air. Now it's time to make the character fall. So obviously when you jump, eventually you need to come back down. So I'm going to make them roll or flip while they're falling, and then at the end I'll make them land in some pose, but I'll do that later. Right now I need to make sure the rotation looks good as well as just the speed that they fall. Otherwise it'll look really unrealistic and bad. Here I'm making the falling animation. So I want it to go down pretty quickly, so it'll be accelerating at the bottom right before it lands, and then at the start of the fall it'll be a bit slower. And also the spin, it's meant to look like a flip that the character did on purpose, because again I'm trying to make it a bit like a superhero. And here I've made it land, but the pose looks really bad, so I think I'm going to do Spider-Man's landing pose like this, and so it shouldn't be too hard to make. So here I've got the pose done, and I just wanted it at the end so that when it lands, the character will be looking down, but then it will slowly look up straight at the camera. And I think it looks pretty cool. And so I'll play the animation for you so you can see it. So here it runs, jumps, and then does the spins coming down and lands. It's hard to see it because the camera doesn't follow it, which is something that I'll try to make now. I think I'm running out of time. I've probably only got about 20 minutes left, so I'll need to do this quickly. But right now, you can see it, the animation does work pretty well. I just need to get the camera to follow it. There's 14 minutes remaining, and all I've got left really is to do the camera tracking. So it'll follow the character around while it moves through the air. But I don't know how to do that, so I'm going to look it up. And the first step of this is to make the animation play when the game starts. So I'll try to figure that out now. I ended up deciding to use the Roblox AI code assistant, and it gave me the scripts for it, which ended up working pretty well. So now you can see while I'm playing the game, it's actually running it. It doesn't do a loop, which is good because I don't want it to. And so the animation runs, and now I need to do the tracking for the camera. What I'm going to use for that is a plugin that I have, and I previously downloaded it when I've tried doing cutscenes before. It's not in here, so I need to make it show in the manage plugins thing, which I'll do now. It's called Cutscene Editor if you were wondering. So here I'm going to choose it to play when the character joins, so that it'll start doing the camera movements as soon as the animation starts, which is when the player joins the game. So I just use this by clicking the plus whenever I got my camera positioned where I want it to be. It's really easy to do, so I'll speed this part up because it's going to take a while for me to do all the movements. While I'm doing this, if you haven't already, please make sure you like and subscribe and join the Discord if you want to. Also comment if you're enjoying the video. And so here you can see that I'm looking at each part of the animation and then trying to put the camera where I assume the character is going to be. Eventually I did realize this was a bad way to do it, so I opened the actual animation editor and then went to certain points where the camera needs to be facing the character. This ended up being a lot easier because I could track the exact position instead of guessing based on what I could see during the animation. I wanted to make some parts where the camera wasn't just following it normally, just staying in front. I wanted the angles to change as well as the positioning around the character. So I've tried making a part where it spins around it, which was pretty hard to do to make it match up with the right timing. I think I've got it working. So here I'm going to show you the animation as it is right now. So you can see the player flies up and then spins around and lands. I think it actually looks pretty good. there might be some things I can fix up, which I'll try to do now. I just made my final adjustments to it. And okay, so here the timer's going off. I think I got it in pretty much perfect timing, if it looks good or not. So I'll play it right now and you can watch it with me. So first, this camera looks pretty good, and then it jumps up, falls down, and it stayed in the frame most of the time. There's definitely some parts that I could have made a bit better, but I do like how it looks. So thanks for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe, and comment if you enjoyed this video and if you think the animation was good. Or here I'll run it on the side so you can see it without all the camera movements. And I made this in 1 hour without any animation experience, so let me know how I did. Bye.